Coming up on AC 24/7, newspapers across the U.S. are dropping popular comic strip Dilbert after the creator went on a racist rant. We'll tell you what was said. Plus, after nearly 3 years, we may have answers to where the Covid-19 virus originated. We'll tell you what the U.S. officials are planning next. And new rules may be in place when it comes to telehealth prescriptions. What you need to know. Hey there, welcome to AC 24/7. I'm your host, Lamar Baldwin. Newspapers across the U.S. are dropping the comic strip Dilbert. Creator Scott Adams went on a racist rant calling Black Americans a hate group and advising white people to stay away from them. The Advocate Channel's Polo Sandoval has more.
If nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, that's a hate group.
That was the comment that may have ended Scott Adams' newspaper career. The Dilbert creator referencing a poll from the conservative firm Rasmussen Reports that indicated 53% of Black Americans agree with the statement, "It's okay to be white," leaving the other 47% to say they disagree or aren't sure. The Anti-Defamation League has noted that phrase has a long history in the white supremacist movement.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
He continued to double down throughout his show. The Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, and USA Today among the hundreds of newspapers that denounced Adams and quickly pulled Dilbert. USA Today newspaper CEO Mike Reed.
It was frankly an easy decision. We found the remarks, hateful, hurtful, and they just crossed the line.
But not everyone agrees. Twitter CEO Elon Musk coming to Adams' defense, tweeting, "The media is racist." Adams has since tweeted that he was only advising people to avoid hate and suggested that the cancellation of his cartoon signals that free speech in America is under assault.
We believe in free speech. We believe in creating a place for differing points of view, but there's a line that gets crossed where things become racism, and that's not an area we choose to traffic in or participate in.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a new bill into law, giving him power over Disney's special district. It's a move that's seen as punishment for Disney's criticism of the GOP governor's political agenda. The new bill allows the governor to replace members of the Reedy Creek Improvement District Board. The board has the power to tax, build, and borrow money for projects. DeSantis removed board members with ties to Disney, replacing them with people who have ties to the Republican Party. The move came nearly a year after Disney spoke out against the Republican so-called Don't Say Gay bill, which restricts certain classroom instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity. A new report from the Department of Energy says COVID-19 likely came from a laboratory leak in China. A senior U.S. intelligence official told the Wall Street Journal that new information caused the department to make the updated assessment. The report comes as Republicans on Capitol Hill have been pushing for further investigation into the lab leak theory, and President Joe Biden has put resources to get to the bottom of where and how the pandemic started. From the West Coast to the Northeast, storms are hitting the country hard with rain, snow, and even heavy winds. Rain and snow have hit the West Coast, closing Yosemite National Park until at least Wednesday due to a multi-day blizzard warning. Severe weather is shifting across the north, hitting cities like Indianapolis and Cincinnati. More than 277,000 homes and businesses faced power outages across the U.S., and about half of those customers are in Michigan. And in Oklahoma and Kansas, at least 7 tornadoes have been spotted. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is asking for major railroads to join voluntary hazard reporting system. Buttigieg wants 7 companies, including Norfolk Southern, to join the confidential close call reporting system. This system allows workers to report conditions that could lead to derailments. Buttigieg is giving companies until the end of the week to respond. Currently, no major freight rail companies participate in the system. Some new limits may be put on the telehealth prescriptions. The Drug Enforcement Agency proposed new rules to require patients to have in-person medical evaluation before being prescribed most prescription medications by their doctors. Patients would still be able to get less addictive medications like antibiotics and birth control, but prescriptions for other drugs to help with pain or sleep, for example, could be prescribed via telehealth, but a patient would have to have an in-person evaluation before getting a refill. One DEA official said the agency wants to expand telemedicine, but guardrails that prevent online overprescribing of controlled medications is important. Two cases challenging President Biden's plan to cancel student debt are scheduled to go before the Supreme Court. The court is not expected to make an immediate decision until June. But the Advocate Channel's Karen Kafa tells us how borrowers should prepare.
In limbo for months, President Joe Biden's federal student loan relief plan will have a turn before the U.S. Supreme Court Tuesday. Last August, Biden unveiled a sweeping plan to forgive up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt for borrowers whose income was less than $125,000 a year.
All this means people can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt to get on top of their rent and their utilities.
Supporters lauded the move as a big step forward to ending a college debt crisis compounded by the Covid-19 pandemic. And the Biden administration said among borrowers no longer in school, nearly 90% of relief dollars would go to those earning less than $75,000 a year. Republican critics called it political landing as the 2022 midterm elections entered the home stretch and argued writing off an estimated $430 billion in repayments should get congressional approval. In December, the Supreme Court agreed to take up two challenges to the plan, including one from 6 GOP-led states, Nebraska, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, and South Carolina, while keeping a block imposed by an appeals court last November in place. Millions of borrowers have been notified they're approved for debt relief. No debt has been canceled yet. The Biden administration's case leans on the post-9/11 HEROES Act of 2003, which granted the U.S. Secretary of Education authority to make changes to the federal student loan program during national emergencies. But the White House intends to end the COVID-19 national emergency on May 11th, which may make that argument more challenging. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
WNBA star Brittany Griner and her wife Cheryl received a standing ovation after making a surprise appearance at the NAACP Image Awards. This is Griner's first public appearance since being released from a Russian penal camp last year. The couple offered thanks to everyone for their support and advocacy during Griner's 10-month detainment. Actor Will Smith has won his first award since the 2022 Oscar controversy. Smith took home an NAACP Image Award for his role in Emancipation. The actor did not attend the awards show in person. This win comes almost a year after the 2020 Oscars, where the actor slapped Chris Rock for making insensitive jokes about his wife. Smith has since been banned from the Academy-held events for the next 10 years. Marvel's newest addition to the MCU hasn't been doing so well on the big screen. Ant-Man Quantumania has a 70% drop from its opening weekend, but still held on to the top spot in the box office. The film brought in about $32 million, but some film critics are calling it the biggest second weekend decline for a Marvel movie. A new device might make long-distance relationships a tad bit easier. This device allows you to transmit your kiss to your partner. It's advertised as a way for couples to share real physical intimacy. The device is outfitted with a pressure sensor and actuators. With the silicone mold of the person's lips, it also can transmit the sound the person makes while kissing. You'll have to download the mobile app and be on a video call before any kisses can be exchanged. There are also features to pair up with strangers in the so-called Kissing Square. The device retails for about $41. We are celebrating Black History Month, and today we want to celebrate American dancer, anthropologist, and activist Catherine Mary Dunham. Dunham has been referred to as the matriarch and queen mother of Black dance, the Catherine Dunham Dance Academy and African American Modern Dance Academy. She created choreography for film and television. She's best known for incorporating African American, Caribbean, African, and South American movement styles and themes into her ballets. her technique is still widely taught today. Thank you for joining us for AC 24/7. For more content that advocates to you, go to advocatechannel.com and make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Lamont Baldwin.